Before I begin the video, I want to give thanks and appreciation to my Heavenly Father because without Him, I wouldn't have the encouragement and perseverance to get up every day, and that's where my belief and faith rest in. I love you very much, God, and I thank you for allowing every day. Hey dudes and dudettes, I hope your day is going just as sublime as your face. Welcome to my channel, Girly Cinema, where I give my opinion and analysis on movies and TV shows, and I will be discussing feminine advice and lessons through film and TV, and how it can ultimately help you in self-growth and self-improvement you can use in your daily life. Let's get cozy and grow together one girly scene at a time. In today's video, I will be talking about Maddie from the TV show Euphoria, where low self-esteem turns dangerous. While opinions are more than welcome, however, there are boundaries within having opinions which can be harmful. Please keep it respectful, insightful, and tasteful in the comment section if you do decide to comment down below, and the world will continue to be a beautiful place for everybody. Now, with that being said, let's unpack this video. We don't know when Euphoria is coming back or if it is, but you can definitely say Maddie is Euphoria. She by far is the standout character on the show, and it really comes from a point of telling it like it is, but still being misguided on it. Maddie Perez is that chick and wore her feelings with such fierce girliness that it literally became iconic, and she cemented herself in that, where you see so many girls that recreate and imitate her look. That's how much it stands out. I do think that Maddie is really the only self-aware character aside from Rue when it comes to accountability and realizing her mistakes she makes and doesn't step backward into what she felt inferior to. Because these are children going through adult scenarios at the end of the day. They didn't have any good parental figures or let alone parents that were present and not just there for a matter of convenience. I honestly think that Sam Levinson should have made it where the series is set in a college setting, and I felt that that would have made the dynamic and aesthetic pop more in Euphoria. And it would have made sense why all the characters are spiraling the way that they are, because of them feeling a sense of selfish, immature independence they're trying to assert power in to establish that they broke away from childish things, and want to move towards feeling that doing bad adult things is a way to cement their graduation out of childhood. I'm just saying. I feel that could have been a better storyline with them trying to juggle that transition from childhood, stepping into adulthood and self-discovery. The only thing that truthfully ate was just majority of Maddie's looks in my opinion, and her makeup was so fire, and it became quickly popularized because of how gorgeous and mesmerizing the actress Alexa Demi that plays Maddie is. I do think that Maddie had one of the pettiest and saddest storylines just because they wanted to dump on a pretty girl and humble her, who stood up for herself unlike her selfish, insecure, narcissistic fake friend Cassie. And that's sad, that I came across videos of people deflecting accountability from Cassie because they feel insecure in their race, and also made it about deep-rooted internalized misogyny because they hate who they see in the mirror every day. And they deflected that into a fictional show when really Maddie was mentally, verbally, physically gaslighted and assaulted by Nate, and she was trying to stand up for herself moreover than what unfortunately most women don't do for themselves. Cassie was a horrible friend to her and made their relationship about her and became so obsessively male-centered that she put that over a real genuine friendship, and that's what Maddie was crying over, not Nate. Honestly, her name should be Cassie Coward, and her sister Lexi are backstabbing, insecure, self-loathing, mousy haters that just wanted to dull Maddie's shine for being assertive in her femininity without losing softness. If anything, they should take notes and do better and stop cowering behind their problems. And Nate, boy, don't get me started on him. He was Maddie's biggest hater. He performed masculinity that he didn't have just to mask the fact that he hated women and truthfully wanted to be Maddie, and he treated her like crap and gaslit the heck out of her so he could always find some grimy, sneaky way of having access to Maddie. I would say that he did prefer Maddie over Cassie because he love-bombed her like crazy in the beginning, buying her gifts and massaging her feet, and was telling her that he loved her and putting so much more energy in their situationship than he never did with Cassie. He was so obsessed with her. That's what Cassie ultimately envied about Maddie, was the fact that Nate preferred Maddie and that she was her own person aside from a guy, and stood up for herself and spoke her mind. She just needed to have better guidance and being more self-assured in who she is, and she'll literally just be fine. Because Cassie started dressing like her, which is cultural appropriating with the baby hairs, and she looked silly with it, and was avoiding discomfort because she was victimizing herself to not take accountability for being a bad friend to Maddie. Knowing Maddie has always been her friend and emotional support, and she portrayed her just to have a one-up over her because she made herself feel and be insecure, and placed herself in Maddie's shadow just because the only time guys would check for her is when they are sleeping with her, because she chose to lower her own worth instead of choosing loving herself than getting up with a cowardly men with no self-respect. And that's why she got smacked by Cassie, and I am so glad she did. And Lexi should have been included in that slap. because both of them were scary and petty. Like, who makes a play based upon other people's personal experiences without their consent? She was so messy for that. Just changed her name to duck from the callous, irresponsible behavior just because she didn't feel seen and wanted, and her sister was getting sexualized attention and she wasn't. And she did this to herself, putting herself in underappreciated values and made herself the background character in everyone's story, being just a fly on the wall in everyone's lives. But genuinely, Kat, Rue, and Barbara were friends to Maddie despite them writing cracks in their story and personalities to give them unnecessary, obnoxious character dynamics, except for Barbara, because she really just appeared when they needed her and to add another character, and that was just about it with her. And then with Rue, she didn't really have anybody solid to hold her accountable. It was just surfaced. And her mother should have sat her down and her sister and got them all collective counseling over their feelings and their father's death. And they should have gotten a vacation away from school and the neighborhood they live in. And Rue wouldn't have resulted to take drugs to dull her emotions and cope with a physically absent father and emotionally stifling mother. She was no help at all, in my opinion, and all the parents need to take accountability for how they allowed their kids to act and carry on, and not take responsibility to contributing to that behavior. And then with Kat, Barbie Ferreira's character fell into a more supporting role than everyone else, so you didn't get to see much of her character development and progress as she moves along in the story, and that was really stifling for her. And I would love to have seen Kat actually get counseling too, and apologize and make amends to herself and Ethan. But keep a respectful distance, obviously, though. Everyone on Euphoria needs counseling, and the show is very dramatic. It was a really sad and dark show, which is ironic to the title of the show's name. Of course, I think that's why they had it that way. And it gives the viewers a sense of melancholy when watching it, and it really touches on mental health and how it goes without receiving proper help when purposefully unnoticed. And the ones who were really severely ignored were Maddie and Rue. I'm glad Maddie cut Cassie off as a friend. Didn't stand for her being untrustworthy and sneaky like that, because it doesn't matter that they were in the midst of getting back together, like with her and Nate getting back together. You don't do something like that to a friend. If they had problems in their relationship, what makes you think it will be any different with you? Because she thought she could be an exception to Nate when realizing that Nate wasn't trying to work on himself. He wasn't trying to get over himself. That man is a mental nutcase with no resolve. And Maddie understood the assignment, and she left well enough alone and chose herself. But Maddie had depth and layers to her as a character. She was vulnerable and soft and wore confidence on her and was bold and gutsy and still was coherent enough to not digest Nate and Cassie's BS no longer. Women mess up and stress themselves out trying to change a man, and you never try to change a man. He has to need that for himself. And Maddie thought that being with Nate can be an excuse for her boredom, really, but she didn't like him like that. She just needed a change of a new environment and better parents, and she was invalidating herself each and every time when she was with Nate. But aside from that, I feel like she'll turn out okay. She's still a character I love to see their growth and development and improvement, as well as Rue's. Let's just see how the direction the show goes if it officially comes back. I am so glad you came across my video, and I hope you enjoyed today's content. I appreciate you guys so much for taking a gander on my channel. Feel free to express your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you'd like to keep up with any upcoming announcements, news, and posts and entertainment, be sure to check out my blog. The link is in the description box. And if you made it to the end of the video, comment your favorite thing in the world. And remember, without God, we all wouldn't be here. Well, that's all, folks. Have a happy rest of your day. Bye.